Hello. I was jamming with our intro music because where do you come to get all of your news? You already know. Washington Informer. Welcome to Win TV Live. I am Misha Green, managing editor, and I just got to start off by saying happy Black History Month, everybody. Yes, it is the first day of Black History Month. And, we're Black History 365 here at the Informer, but we're going to be talking about a lot of things, and one of those things are children of the gospel, and just the amazing history that children of the gospel has here in Washington, D.C. 30 years celebrating. And so because of that, I got to shamelessly hit my little music moment and say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. I'm going to bring Michelle on as I'm doing it. Say it loud.
Hey,
I'm Black and I'm proud. Yes. Welcome, Michele Fowlin, Director of Children of the Gospel, to the show. How are you doing, Michele? First of all,
sister, I am so good. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this. I was jamming to that intro music too. I was like, yeah, I like that. It only takes 30 seconds to write a hit.
exactly. That intro music just gives you everything you need. It's a message. You know that you're going to the Washington Informer for what you're trying to get, but also you're gonna, dance on your way to it. Oh my goodness, y'all! As you can see, I could really cut up on this call with the great Michele Fowlin, Michelle the Muse, as her title says. Which I told her we were gonna give y'all a little bit of an opportunity to talk about that and all things. So, without further ado, Michelle, how are you doing? What's happening? Let's talk about your life before we get into the nitty gritty, and that way you can talk about Michelle the Muse as
you
well.
really want to talk about my life? There is a lot going on. Totally grateful. It's only the good graces of God to strengthen a sister and give all these opportunities to make music. This is what I have asked for all my life, and the Creator is so blessing. So, a lot of people always are asking me about this word called balance. I don't know what that looks like. I'm still attempting to get there with balance, but I tell you, the strength comes from only the Creator themselves, and just giving me the opportunity to find moments to rest. And so I'm trying to be better with rest.
That's a word.
Yes, it is. I try to keep preaching it to myself every single day when I'm waking up. You have to find moments of rest. And I really didn't learn that until I had COVID a couple years back. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this in between during the days, it's like, why did they take naps out of school, for the middle school and high school students? We need them, even working. We need naps. And so I promised myself I'm going to start taking naps more regularly every single day. And I've been pretty good about it.
I love that. Look, I might get off camera and pull it up, but I got to shout out Trisha Hersey, I believe is her last name, but she has a book specifically targeting Black women called The Nap Ministry.
All right.
And it's all about prioritizing rest. So we're here for it all the way. Now, I don't know. You eventually Michelle is going to have her book out about how to rest, I guess, because I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know how you're doing it. You're so busy. You have so many amazing but exciting things going on. First of all, tell us about February 6th and some of the exciting things happening in collaboration with Children of the Gospel.
Yeah. So first I got to say, I absolutely love being the artistic director of the Children of the Gospel. And it is my 18th season. So that means, like, for real, I wasn't anticipating that it would be so long, but time, and this is just where I've been called to be. And so I also get to experience with them their 30th anniversary, which I'm sure we'll touch on in a minute. So during the season, when we were planning for this upcoming season, this young brother named Joseph Parrish, just won an award in Washington Performing Arts, has decided, hey, listen, let's put him as a debut concert at the Kennedy Center. He does, his rearing was in the church, and he plays the piano and he gets gospel music. And then the idea came about, well, why not put Children of the Gospel together with him for his last couple of numbers of his program, and do a little collab together. And it's been really good. He's so personable, he's so down to earth. Some of us classical musicians, I'm speaking for myself, we can get a little stushy, but he really is so down to earth with this incredible gift and talent, and to be able to share it with the young people and talk to them and just pour into them too. So we're excited about next week's performance.
And that's next week at the Kennedy Center at 4:30 p.m.
I believe that it's a little bit later than
Okay.
that. I think it's at 8 p.m.
Okay.
on that on the 6th. So now, here I go. I'm supposed to show up at 4 o'clock. So
okay, so then yeah, it's definitely not 4:30 if you got to be there. Then we're gonna fact check that. It'll be in the comments. Y'all know I'll have an article about this later. So make sure you go to WashingtonInformer.com. And if not, of course, Children of the Gospel as well as the Kennedy Center will have the information for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so shifting gears only a little bit. 2 weeks later, you have something coming up on February 18th. Tell us a little bit about that and what the people can expect.
So we've been doing the Living the Dream, Singing the Dream concert for, I don't even know how many years for real, but it's been a long time. And we've been doing it in collaboration, or partnership, I should say, with the Choral Arts of Washington. And so it's the celebration of Martin Luther King and all of his legacy and principles that we still are either attempting or living by today. And it's to celebrate this great man who was such a great impact for not only African Americans, but for the world in general. I mean, every time I think about the fact that he was like doing this deep work, I mean, speeches all over the world at, in his 20s, because he passed when he was in his early 30s. To me, it's just incredible at the purpose and mission that he served coming to this world. So we're celebrating him. The concert is going to look a little different, as we have, just changed it up a bit so that, you feel and you hear music that is really, really related to this great man that we're about to celebrate in 2 weeks.
And 2 weeks. I mean, I can't even believe it's already February.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I can't either. Like, time is really, it flies by so fast. That's why I said 18 years. And I'm like, I turn around and I really can't believe it's been that long.
Well, you have to tell us about that. First of all, congratulations on your tenure. Can now like go and vote and register for the army.
Hey, I never thought about it like that. Right. That's right. My tenure can go vote.
Yes. But congratulations. This year, the Association of African American Life and History, we have it right there, asala.org, is celebrating African Americans and the arts. And the Informer is following suit. I think Children of the Gospel is living, breathing Black history. I mean, 30 years is just such an accomplishment. Tell us a little bit, first of all, about how you all have gotten to 3 decades and some of the ways you're celebrating leading up to your big celebration this June.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it really is not a light thing. Every time I think about the fact that, there are some organizations, some, entities that have started, and then in year 3, it's done. And to know that they have lasted for 30 years, I think that the truth of lasting for so long is because the mission, the purpose of even starting was pure and right. And it was speaking to so many of the young people who were in the DC community at a time where we didn't have mega churches like that. There weren't great amount of outlets for these kids to be able to, you know, perform. You know, come on, think about the Kennedy Center or Strathmore, the opportunities to be on these main stages, and on top of that, performing gospel music, and on top of them, giving them an outlet where they're not going to get in trouble on a Saturday, and on top of that, having some dynamic directors who were in bringing about 200 plus students to come into Shiloh Baptist, Alfred Street Baptist Church, praise, worship God, powerful. That kind of impact just keeps going on and on. So we have these generations of, you know, the alumni who have children who bring more children. That's crazy too. Like I've got a few that it's always amazing. Like, I was there in COTG. That dates me too. Like you just, okay, you don't have to tell me your year. But that does date me on it. And I mean, from the very first time that I saw Children of the Gospel, and it was in the mid 90s, toward the late 90s, actually. And I saw them rehearsing, and I thought, what kind of thing am I listening to right now? This is absolutely incredible to watch 200 plus young people just singing praises and sounding so good. And I remember saying at that time, one of these days, I'm going to direct this group. I didn't know just at that moment how powerful words really are. And so, you know, the kids know now that I'm always talking about be mindful of what you say into this atmosphere, because universe is charged to bring it right back around. And here we are, and getting ready to celebrate. And we're going to have alumni coming in from all over the country and helping to just build a weekend, a day that just says, hey, we've made it 30 years. What an accomplishment. Let's celebrate, make it another 30.
I love that. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah.
I know we're tight on time, but I just have to share this anecdote. Last year at the Washington Performing Arts Gala,
Yeah.
Children of the Gospel performed. And when I say there were people who didn't look like they could get on their feet to use the bathroom. We're up.
That's great.
Praising with these amazingly talented youth.
Yeah.
It just, you know, it was a sight to witness. You know, there were people around me, you know, wondering, are all young people this talented? You know, I could hear all young Black people this talented. You know? No, yes, we all foster it. Yes, the answer is absolutely yes. But no, Michele Fowlin is pouring into these young people and really bringing out just not only a performance that is entertaining, but spiritually lifting. And I can't say enough. We need you all now more than ever.
More than ever, absolutely. You know, I was in this very conversation with someone the other day about, you know, the representation that we're seeing on the news. You know, media has a way of throwing negative light on everything. You can't really watch the news, even with the weather, and expect something good to come out. You know, there's always something. And the depiction of our young African American brothers and sisters, sometimes that starts to become what people think of all of who we are. And more than ever, at this moment, I need folk to realize and recognize and probably just, you know, recall that this representation of COTG is really the representation of the masses of who we are, you know. So, and then they're musicians too, and they're politicians, and they are social justice leaders, and then they're scientists. They are all of these incredible things that they do, and so gifted and intelligent, and yet they want to come and be a part and to sing and give praises. They love God more than anything else.
Praise God. Well, just taking a little licensing, this is a perfect example of why we have to support the arts and young people in the arts because, to your point, the talent's out there, but fostering this and pouring into them so that they can get such opportunities is what we need. And so, thank you, Washington Performing Arts.
Yeah.
Thank you, Children of the Gospel. Thank you, Michelle, and all of the many people now, generations of
Mhm.
artists who have made the organization what it is. Okay, so last question as we shift
Mhm.
into talking a little bit about Black history and Black History Month. Again, the theme is African Americans in the arts for the entire 2024, I should say, not just for February. And, a lot of people, I think, question why is that an important thing to note when looking at Black history and particularly its contributions to American culture? Now, I argue, how can you not? But
Mhm.
I'd love to hear someone like you who sees in real time what the arts can do for people. Why do we need to celebrate Black artists?
Oh my gosh. Because art brings healing, art brings people together. It is a commonality that we share, whether black or white or Asian or Hispanic. I mean, it's a language that people understand, and I don't need to look at you. Why the black arts is because we built this nation on the constructs of singing and music and rhythm. Even when we were going through struggles, that thing was the thing that allowed us, the thing being music, allowed us to keep persevering and to pressing forward, and the determination that we had, and the spirit that was fire that lived within us. The black arts is like, and I'm not just talking about gospel music, I'm talking about some phenomenal visual artists as well. I mean, just the collective of the visual and the performing art is just it's mesmerizing, it's impactful, it's strengthening, it's healing. I mean, just all of those things. And it is such a foundational part of the American history, and it ought to be celebrated 365. I don't know if you remember when McDonald's used to have that commercial, and it used to be on the radio. And I can't remember now who used to do during Black History Month, 365
Yes,
Black, right?
yes,
And
yes,
so I always, when you said it, I was like, I've been ever since using the hashtag every time I post during this month. I am Black and I am history.
yes.
And it is 365 for me, and as it should be for all of us of the Black diaspora.
Absolutely. Michele Fowlin, thank you for everything. February 6th, Joseph Parish.
Yes.
February 18th is Living the Dream, Singing the Dream.
Hmm.
June 1st, we're all coming together for a huge celebration.
Yes, as well as March is the gala. COTG will be there. Uh,
Yes,
the COTG will be, in April. We have something at the cathedral this weekend. It just COTG. If y'all, I need you to go on to Instagram and follow Children of the Gospel. Follow Washington Performing Arts. Go on the website, Washington Performing. I mean, you just have a world of ways to connect with us and find out what is happening. And don't forget to bring us to wherever you are too.
yes, yes. You don't want to miss it. Cathedral this Sunday. I can't imagine those acoustics.
Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday.
Mhm.
Okay, Cathedral this Saturday. And then I'm just putting, I already mentioned it, y'all, and WPA will like this plug.
Mm.
Make sure you get tickets for the gala, even if it's
Yes,
just to see Children of the Gospel. But the entire night is a really great time in celebrating the arts
absolutely.
here in Washington, D.C. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
Totally agreed. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank
Thank
you again.
you.
I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
the this opportunity. Thank you.
We appreciate it. As always, you all go to WashingtonInformer.com to keep up to date on all things Washington Informer, all the news that you can use, and take care, everyone. Happy Black History Month.
Blessings.
Where do you come to get all you